White faces generated by artificial intelligence (AI) now appear more real than human faces. According to new research from the Australian National University (ANU) and the University of Aberdeen. In the study, more people thought AI-generated white faces were human than the faces of real people. The same wasn't true for images of people of color. The reason for the discrepancy is that AI algorithms are trained disproportionately on white faces, Dr. Amy Dahl, the senior author of the paper, said. If white AI faces are consistently perceived as more realistic, this technology could have serious implications for people of color by ultimately reinforcing racial biases online, Dr. Dahl said. This problem is already apparent in current AI technologies that are being used to create professional-looking headshots. When used for people of color, the AI is altering their skin and eye color to those of white people. One of the issues with AI hyperrealism is that people often don't realize they are being fooled, the researchers found. Concerningly, people who thought that the AI faces were real most often were paradoxically the most confident their judgments were correct, Elizabeth Miller, study co-author and PhD candidate at ANU, said. This means people who are mistaking AI imposters for real people don't know they are being tricked. The researchers also discovered shy AI faces are fooling people. It turns out that there are still physical differences between AI and human faces, but people tend to misinterpret them. For example, white AI faces tend to be more in proportion and people mistake this as a sign of humanness, Dr. Dahl said. However, we can't rely on these physical cues for long. AI technology is advancing so quickly that the differences between AI and human faces will probably disappear soon. The researchers argue this trend could have serious implications for the proliferation of misinformation and identity theft, and that action needs to be taken. AI technology can't become sectioned off so only tech companies know what's going on behind the scenes. There needs to be greater transparency around AI so researchers and civil society can identify issues before they become a major problem, Dr. Dahl said. Raising public awareness can also play a significant role in reducing the risks posed by the technology, the researchers argue. Given that humans can no longer detect AI faces, society needs tools that can accurately identify AI imposters, Dr. Dahl said. Educating people about the perceived realism of AI faces could help make the public appropriately skeptical about the images they are seeing online. Dr. Claire Sutherland from the University of Aberdeen, who co-authored the paper, added, as the world changes extremely rapidly with the introduction of AI, it is critical that we make sure that no one is left behind or disadvantaged in any way, whether due to their ethnicity, gender, age, or any other protected characteristic. There is a growing trend for social media platforms to have filters and design software to include AI-powered image editors and image generators. This means, at the click of a button, people can alter a picture to change the way they or somebody else looks. This could be smoothing skin, altering facial features, or even changing someone's body shape. In fact, the tech has become so sophisticated you can even create a completely made-up and scarily realistic image dreamt up entirely by machine learning. On first glance this might seem harmless, but it can quickly become toxic. There is already a lot of pressure put on young people through the images they see in magazines and on social media about body image and identity. Being able to alter appearances and post it online could create even more unrealistic beauty standards and distort young people's view of themselves. Algorithmic bias and discrimination. In fact, an eating disorder awareness group asked an AI tool to generate the most desirable men and women. The perfect women had blonde hair, tanned skin, brown eyes, and a slim figure, while the perfect man had chiseled cheekbones, brown eyes, and defined muscles. What becomes clear from this is the oversimplification of what beauty is. The AI results pander to outdated stereotypes and reveal the tool's limitations and implicit biases. Algorithms used by platforms to recommend content often prioritize images and videos that conform to Western conventional beauty standards. This can limit the diversity of body types and appearances represented online, making those who don't fit these standards feel excluded or inadequate. Some other downsides to artificial intelligence could be 2. Loss of certain jobs. While many jobs will be created by artificial intelligence and many people predict a net increase in jobs, or at least anticipate the same amount will be created to replace the ones that are lost. There will be jobs people do today that machines will take over. This will require changes to training and education programs to prepare our future workforce as well as help current workers transition to new positions that will utilize their unique human capabilities. 3. A shift in human experience. If AI takes over menial tasks and allows humans to significantly reduce the amount of time they need to spend at a job, the extra freedom might seem like a utopia at first glance. However, in order to feel their life has a purpose, humans will need to channel their newfound freedom into new activities that give them the same social and mental benefits that their job used to provide. This might be easier for some people and communities than for others. There will likely be economic considerations as well when machines take over responsibilities that humans used to get paid to do. The economic benefits of increased efficiencies are pretty clear on the profit-loss statements of businesses, but the overall benefits to society and the human condition are a bit more opaque. 4. Global regulations. While our world is a much smaller place than ever before because of technology, this also means that AI technology that requires new laws and regulations will need to be determined among various governments to allow safe and effective global interactions. Since we are no longer isolated from one another, the actions and decisions regarding artificial intelligence in one country could adversely affect others very easily. We are seeing this already playing out, where Europe has adopted a robust regulatory approach to ensure consent and transparency, while the US and particularly China allows its companies to apply AI much more liberally. 5. Accelerated hacking. Artificial intelligence increases the speed of what can be accomplished, and in many cases, it exceeds our ability as humans to follow along. With automation, nefarious acts such as phishing, delivery of viruses to software, and taking advantage of AI systems because of the way they see the world might be difficult for humans to uncover until there is a real quagmire to deal with. 6. AI terrorism. Similarly, there may be new AI-enabled forms of terrorism to deal with, from the expansion of autonomous drones and the introduction of robotic swarms, to remote attacks or the delivery of disease through nanorobots. Our law enforcement and defense organizations will need to adjust to the potential threat these present. It will take time and extensive human reasoning to determine the best way to prepare for a future with even more artificial intelligence applications, to ensure that even though there is potential for adverse impacts with its further adoption, it is minimized as much as possible. As is the case with any disruptive event, these aren't easy situations to solve, but as long as we still have humans involved in determining solutions, we will be able to take advantage of the many benefits of artificial intelligence while reducing and mitigating the negative impacts. It is no secret that AI has been wildly disruptive in the last year, and it is expected to become even more so. That disruption brings with it controversy. One of the ways that it is causing controversy in the use for video production. Why is it controversial? At the moment, arguably the most obvious reason, if you've been paying attention to the actors and writers' strike, is that it will only further undermine human efforts in TV and film production. Originally, the strikes were centered around writers and actors not getting paid a reasonable amount for their contributions. This, while producers and CEOs of production companies make astronomical amounts. What does this have to do with AI? Well, Netflix recently posted a job for an AI product manager. The salary? $900,000. Young people are particularly susceptible to societal influences and therefore more likely to strive for what is constantly being promoted to them. This can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression as they compare themselves to the heavily edited and filtered images they see online. On top of this, AI-driven advertising often targets young people with content that reinforces these unrealistic beauty standards. These targeted ads can heighten feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt, as young people are bombarded with messages that suggest they need to change their appearance to be accepted or successful. The way we use AI and the values we teach young people will play a strong role in reducing the negative impacts. Children should be educated about the artificial nature of AI-generated and filtered images, helping them understand that they often don't represent reality. Encouraging and promoting open conversations about body image and self-esteem can also provide the right environment for young people to discuss their feelings and concerns. Further to this, the focus should all be on the responsibility of young people. There have also been strong calls to force influencers and advertisers to declare digitally altered photos on social media. It's interesting to note that in one of our previous videos we mentioned the uncanny valley, which in this case AI doesn't have that. The uncanny valley is supposed to be a point where humans can perceive an unlikeliness of a human-like image, video or robot to humans. Of recent, with high definition and highly human-like AI-generated content, you wouldn't have that. Humans can hardly discern what is real from fake or what is fake from real. Let's not forget the incident with Taylor Swift, where some malicious Twitter users posted explicit AI-generated content of the pop star, which was gladly taken down and censored entirely from the platform to the point of being unable to search it on Twitter. Although AI is a mark to show how far humans have come with the technology and advancement, as it allows you create 3D animations, paintings, lifelike videos with an easy-to-use text-to-speech model. How highly innovative is that? How would you say AI has affected our perceived body image, today's employment and workforce in certain jobs, industries, negative or positively in a long or short run? Do you see the bigger picture, or we are headed for doom? Like, comment your thoughts below freely. Don't forget to share this video to those who could value this interesting information. See you in our next upload.